So here's an extremely odd, out-of-place artifact, and this is relegated to a piece of furniture that's in the tomb of King Shulgi from around 2100, 2200 BC, Sumerian literature. It has an inscription on it that I don't think I have quite the whole thing, but it says, "Now I swear by the sun god Utu on this very day, and my younger brothers shall be witnesses of it, that in foreign lands that do not know the words of Sumer, the places that do not have the use of paved roads, where they have no access to the written word, that I, the firstborn son, being so, am the fashioner of words and the fashioner of life itself, and that they will recite my songs as heavenly writings, and they will bow down before my words." And there's all these pieces of it around the outside that have different animals and all kinds of beautiful things. I mean, it's a real pretty thing, but this is one of the panels that ironically was on the back of it. And supposedly this picture was gotten because somebody had a selfie cam on and they stuck it around behind the exhibit. Now, here's the thing. They say this was in Iraq and that it's no longer there, that somebody stole this thing whenever they did the deal in Iraq. But if people have pictures or whatever, the one in Iraq before, maybe they have seen the back of it. But this could actually be the piece in question right here. This is from the Iraqi Museum. This may actually be the piece in question right here. It's from the Iraqi Museum, and one of the pieces that was lost during all that. And you can see it has the motif here where the red line that's up under the ones with the white line. And it's pretty much intact here too, although you can see a person's head missing here, and there's another one over here and there, and it's missing the inlay around the edges here and stuff, and that little band there. But nothing against it, it looks fantastic and stuff. But you see this top band here, so it's the top band on the other side that you can't see here. This thing is positioned against the wall. There's a thing that keeps you, or a border that keeps you away from this thing about 5, 6, 8 feet in front of it and around it, so you can't really get around. You look at the sides and they say the back's not so complete or something like that. That's what one guy said, that they wouldn't let you see the back of it. That it had more animals on it, but this is the good side. But I think by looking at the other picture, we find that the other picture was the good side. This is a very typical style of inlay for them, but only something for the extravagant. One thing that you find in most of these motifs, if not nearly all of them, is that one of the legs of the chairs over here is always an animal chair, or an animal leg. You can see that sticking down there. For some reason, looks like, oh, his third leg has got a deer leg. But all this is usually made out of, not even usually, but is ivory, and it's ivory that has been peeled in a sheet. You can imagine taking ivory from elephants or mammoths and trying to they would pickle it or boil it and do things like that, and eventually get it to where they could make a sheet piece out of it, and then the sheet piece they would carve out this intricate amount out of. And of course, every piece of this lapis lazuli that's all behind them here in this blue is all shined little pieces that are really not more than a 16th to an eighth of an inch thick in most cases, stuck on the back of this and all held together with this glue they created out of this horse of things, like I was trying to say a minute ago before it cut me off. Like the horses used to go to the glue factory. Well, they invented glue among other things. And look at this style of architecture that's really not matched for a few more thousand years after this by humans. I say humans, but here's another one of those boxes. I thought it might be the one from the other side, but neither one of the corners match up here where it has the two little leopards onto it. This is different. You can almost tell it's a little bit later too. And look at these composite wheels that are here on this. It's amazing. And by this time they actually do have real horses. Before they were using other things to pull their carts. So this is looked at as being later. I think the date on this was like 2100 BC. But look at all the stuff they make out of this lapis lazuli that is so blue. I mean, it's just incredible workmanship that these people do at this time. This is Queen Puabi's where, look at this intricate thing right here that they've made out of lapis. There's little figures on it, and it survived. I mean, and this goat, this is famous here where this goat thing, caught in the brambles of the bushes, I guess you'd say, like in the Bible. But just amazing workmanship that they have through here. One of the weird things I found was this here. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. It is a lapis lazuli seal, and the picture that's on this thing is just odd. It's got somehow whoops. It's got a face on it. Whoops, I messed up now. It's got a face on it that seems to be very devilish, and a bunch of animals on it too, which is kind of odd. Now it won't let me go back to the last one. Here, it took me all the way back. That was amazing. I'm going to go ahead and keep it on here, guys. And just to show you what I did, I put in straight lapis lazuli. I hid images. And I pulled down through here, and I'm like, look at this stuff here. And oh wow, what's this? So I pulled it up, and it's a lapis lazuli version of one of these things. And now, hopefully if I don't mess it up, you can see it a little better. But look at this little devil face kind of thing. And then there's all these creatures. There's spiders and bugs and lizards and skulls and stuff all on this wave right here. And then there's a whole nother layer, and then up here there's dragons and scorpions and things that seem to be out of the zodiac. It's just weird. If you told me this was the devil creature or maybe Yahweh from the Old Testament, I'd say, yeah, okay, I get the symbolism there.